nice to see something that I've never seen before with all the imports I've done.
And seeing that it completely split into two different colors.
I don't know if anybody has amaze-ball Gonis that look that intense in color.
Well, here we are for the first time ever in Chattanooga at Reefstock. I'm here with Chris Meckley from ACI Aquaculture. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me out again.
You got it, man. So we went through and we scouted and we found 3 great corals.
It took a long time today.
It did.
You know, 2 hours of scouting corals, and we went to every booth, and we think we got it narrowed down, and they're pretty wicked.
Yeah. So let's go. Oh, we've got these awards again.
Yeah, dude. I
So,
mean,
we gotta give these out: gold, silver, and bronze. All right, we're here at our first stop on the Meckley Awards with a really cool story on a chalice.
A Goniopora.
Yeah.
It's a really, really cool story. You know, I'm into Lewis. He's always got some really nice corals at his booth, but this one did catch my eye, and then he told me the quick story behind it. And,
Yeah.
you know, it deserves something. You know, deserves recognition, let's put it that way.
So it's interesting, you've got the mother, or you've got the a frag from the original piece, and then these 2 pieces that have come off of it are totally different colors. So what happened with this?
So I had that piece in a tank, and I actually accidentally had a torch land on top, and I was like, well, let me try to save it. I cut a piece off of it and stuck it to the side, and the rest I threw to the back of the tank and just forgot about it. And about 2 or 3 months ago, I pulled it back from the back and seen that it completely split into 2 different colors, where it actually has orange and green.
It's amazing, you know.
And you can see right here where you can see the difference between all 3.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So your lack of professional reef keeping is what resulted to here.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I actually had it all, like I placed it in a section, and I did not realize that my turbo snails, you know, they like to mow everything down. They push the whole colony over and top. So
Blame the snails.
yeah, I gotta blame the snails.
Well, here.
You got the bronze. It is a coral that we have known to be in the hobby for a long time, but the fact that you didn't give up on it after it was stung by the Euphyllia glabrescens, I think it deserves a little recognition, because obviously it made it change color completely. And that is what this industry is all about. That's what this hobby is all about, is, you know, never give up on anything. And I commend you for not giving up, and you got yourself a little gem right there, because it's something I've not seen before.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, here we are at the second booth, Meckley's second pick at Carolina Coral Heads, Joseph Gaucher. He always has great stuff. Tell us what you chose and why you chose it.
I've been keeping corals for a long time, and he's got this nemesis of mine that I've had like a dozen pieces of. The absolutely amazing amaze-ball Gonis that he's got here. I've never seen them so intense in color, the polyps so large. I've seen him posting his videos of it for, I don't know, what, 2 weeks now? Yeah. And I'm going, I need that coral back in my life, but I'm afraid because I don't want to kill another one. And never could figure out what the problem was with it. And just seeing the specimens here in person, I don't know if anybody has amaze-ball Gonis that look that intense in color and have that much polyp extension and have that fat and healthy, beautiful polyps. So that's the reason why the amaze-ball is going to get the silver award.
So you talked about a theory that you have about this Goniopora in general. I feel like it's a finicky one, right? This is one that a lot of people have a lot of trouble with, and the high price tag is there, but you had a theory about it.
I have a running theory that she does not like to share space with other Gonis. I think that this is a different species than any Goni that we have. I know it's Australian, but I think it's another subspecies that we just don't keep.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And I think that there's chemical warfare that takes place when you keep it, because what will happen is I'll tell them, don't put it around other Gonis, and then inevitably they do it, and they're like, oh, it's doing great. And then a couple months later, they'll be like, well, it's not doing so great. I'm like, well, it'll happen eventually. It'll be okay for a little while, but I just does not like being around other Gonis. It does not.
we've been playing with Gonies for a long time on the farm. We've got over 100 different color morphs, and that is the nemesis of all of them. And I even had mine placed about 2 feet away from all the other Gonies, and it did well. It actually was growing and doing extremely well. I had an employee change some racks out, do some things. We moved some Gonies a little bit closer to it. All of a sudden, it closed up, never opened up again, and was gone. I think that there's no chemical warfare going, but people don't realize how big of a sweeper polyp Gonies can put out.
I've had this strain for 6 years. I got it from Greg's Coral originally. It did great for me for a year. I added another Goni in that system, and the amazeball started acting up. So I was like, well, that's odd. Didn't think anything else about it because I didn't have a clue at that point what was going on. Then I cut the amazeballs and put a piece in another tank. It was doing great. Then I started adding more Gonies to that tank, and it wasn't around. It had enough space where there could not be sweepers. And I would go at night. That's the best time. Get in there with a flashlight.
Yeah.
And I swear, it's just my theory. It's just chemical. I don't know.
It very well could be. It very well could be. But I love to hear stories like this because this is the thing we need to know.
Exactly.
And if what you just told me allows me to keep yours alive and I can actually grow it,
I'm excited.
and offer it,
Yeah.
that's going to be a feather in the cap, and it'll all be because of you. So,
Hey, well,
always learning, man. Never an expert.
None of us are, man.
I know.
That's why this hobby is so great, man.
It's awesome.
We're always learning.
We present you with the Silver Award.
Appreciate it.
And the only reason it's the Silver Award is because the Amazeball has been around forever.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
absolutely,
it, but
absolutely.
the story
Hey.
is, I think, worth people knowing.
I'm honored.
Because there's probably a lot of people out there that can't keep Amazeballs, and maybe just talking to you and telling them about your experiences, maybe more people will be able to keep the Amazeball going alive.
I might have to do a Reef Builders article on it. And get
I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. Write it up, send it to Remy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, fellas. I really appreciate that, guys.
All right, we're at our last booth. Chris Meckley's top pick at Reefstock Chattanooga. Tell us why.
It's super cool. I mean, it's a Paragoniastria australiensis. It's a maze brain. Used to be called Goniastria australiensis. Aussie maze brain is what everybody calls them. This one's got such a unique color to it. It's super hot pink in the center, the silver blue, but when the feeders are out, it is just so cool looking because the feeders are just translucent hot pink. And that came in, how long do you have it, Jason?
I've had it for years.
You've had it for years?
Years.
Awesome, awesome. And it's called Woodstock. Woodstock?
Woodstock Goniopora.
Woodstock Paragoniastria. It's Goniastria, Paragoniastria, same difference at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I actually bought this one from Jason. I got to take it home with me because it needs to go on the farm. I love my Maze Brain farm, and it's nice to see something that I've never seen before with all the imports I've done on that particular species of coral. I mean, I've never seen it before.
How does it do for you?
It's a good grower.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like the maze brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a couple here. That one underneath it is pretty nice.
And what was that one called?
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. That's
Brainstorm.
really badass. I'm taking that one home with me too.
Yeah.
The Meckley Awards are just so Chris can go shopping. So.
I usually buy all of them.
Yeah.
So Jason, on the behalf of me and Reef Builders, you got the gold Meckley Award.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey man, no problem.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Keep bringing crazy stuff to the shows, and whenever Remy and I are here, if I like it, I might get another one.
I'll try my best.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you, man.
Congrats. I think people actually really like those awards.
They do too. As people know about, you and I doing this at the shows, and they blow it up, like they did this one a little bit more than they've ever done it, it's going to get more and more people excited about bringing that unique and special piece that maybe would impress me, or anybody else. And it doesn't have to be the most eye-popping piece of coral you find. The uniqueness, the rarity of the coral. I mean, if somebody had a turd brown Galaxia horiscens here, and it was a true branching Galaxia, I would have probably picked that coral over any of those other corals because it's not something you see in the hobby. It's different and unique, and that's what it really is about for me, is the uniqueness. And even though the Woodstock, Jason called it the Woodstock Paragoniastria maze brain, even though that coral is not like, the most insane, the contrast in that coral and just the uniqueness of the growth pattern of Paragoniastria australiensis, something I've always loved, but seeing something that's a different color that I've never seen before, that catches my fancy.
This isn't the first Goniopora that you
It isn't.
awarded the gold
Rich.
to. Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah. That was
I still
pretty
haven't gotten my piece. So Rich, I want my piece. No.
Well, this is always a blast. I love doing this with you. It's so fun to deep dive into every single one of these tanks here and talk to the people and all that stuff. So
I couldn't agree more.
yeah, Chris, appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Remy.
Another one in the books.
Yes, sir. Another one in the books. Next stop, Denver. People are going to watch this, so maybe we should say, okay, next time you're going to see this happen is in Reefstock, Denver. Bring your craziest, weirdest, most unique piece of coral that doesn't have to be bright, doesn't have to be gorgeous. It just has to be unique and different.
Yeah.
If it catches my eye, you might get a award.
It's like something we've never seen before or something with an awesome story behind it, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck. We'll see you in Denver.